Well, good afternoon, folks. This is Granny with Granny and Grumpy's Homestead, and I've just been to a funeral of a friend of mine, and now we're back, and so we're going to go ahead and make our Sabbath lunch. Now, two of the things I've never made in front of y'all, and one is fried okra, and the other one is beans and corn. Now, the beans and corn are canned. They are organic. And so it's green beans. They're real skinny little green beans, the Havart type of green bean. I put in 3 cans of green beans and 2 cans of sweet corn. And so they're on the stove. I've not turned them on yet, and I've not seasoned them yet, but we'll do that once I get in the kitchen. But for right now, we're going to go ahead with the next dish. Now, you've seen me do different things before, and last week I don't think I showed you this, but it's what I made that last week. It's what it is we're going to do organic potatoes. We're going to take the skin off of it because a few of these have some green to them, and so we're going to take the skin off and we're going to put them in here, and then we'll cut them up in small pieces, and we will put them in a Pyrex baking pan, and I'll show you how I season them before I get it done. And then we're also going to see, that's potatoes, okra, and beans. And then I'm also going to make some more pumpkin muffins. So let's get started because I don't have a lot of time today. Let me get my cutting board. I'm doing it in here today because I'm really tired. And it's like, I don't know, 3 o'clock maybe. And it's been a very long day. And I just can't stand up anymore today. Granny has something called their nickname is called slip disc. But the truth is they're not really slip disc. I mean, they're slip disc, but they have a better name for them. And in the lumbar region 4 and 5. And they hurt me all the time, but it gets worse when I stand for a really long time or I'm really, really super tired. And so it helps me a lot to just sit in a chair and to be able to do this. And this way I can also, if I want to, I can talk to you some, you know. I'm hoping that my mic is working. We'll see. Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to move these because it's not in the right place. Let's see. Put that on that side and this on this side. There. Now, I ought to be able to reach it. I bought the bags at this very same time. And you would have thought that they were in both the same place. But apparently the one, I couldn't see, you know, you can't see it real good in the bag. But apparently one of them had already gotten green. So, and, you know, it's more trouble to go and take it back and trade it out than it is to just cut the skin off. Cut the green off. Now, you don't want to eat the green. I mean, you know, a teeny tiny bit's one thing, but you don't want to eat the green all the time because I'll tell you what, it's poison. It's solanine, and it can really mess you up. I'm going to fast forward this so that you don't have to sit here and watch me for an hour peel potatoes. Okay, that one looks pretty good. It was only one bag that actually got green. That's the kind of weird thing about it. It's taken me forever. You know, I told y'all yesterday when I was doing the dog lot. I told you it was taking me forever to to do one thing, you know, that I hadn't done in a long time or whatever, and to change course. And it does. A person who's older, when you're 69 years old, it's hard to transition things that are different that you don't do all the time. And I don't really care for using a peeler. That these peelers, that it took me until I reckon it was a year ago to start using a peeler consistently. And I'm 69 years old, been cooking for a long time. You know, if I wasn't cooking regular food, it was mud pies. Oh, me. What would life be like if we couldn't laugh at ourselves and we couldn't laugh, period? It'd be awful dull, wouldn't it? I love to laugh at animals. You know, sometimes on, ooh. Well, we've got the potatoes all cut up. Now we're going to take them and wash them real quick. Put them in the Pyrex dish. Well, before we do that, we're going to season them, and then we'll spread them out in the Pyrex dish. And then we'll come back in here and do okra. Okay, we're going to rinse the potatoes really good. Okay. Little bad spot on that potato. Okay. Now, we've got our potatoes in this. So let's get we will turn our camera so you can see it a little better here. Garlic powder I've got. Onion powder. Oregano. Okay. We're going to put chosen avocado oil. This is the one that they have said has the best of everything about the avocado oils, this brand. The best nutrition. Okay. Then we're going to put organic oregano leaves in. Then we've got onion powder. Oh, wait a minute, I need to. Okay. And then organic smoked paprika. Okay. And then here we've got garlic powder. Okay. And then we want our salt. All right. And then we want a spoon. Let's see. Right here. Let's see what it looks like. You can see, hopefully. Now, let me go get my bowl. I'm going to turn the oven on 350. All right. I'm going to take this little dishcloth off because I don't want it to get dirty. Okay. That'll fly. All right. Okay. All right. Actually, I have some back here. Let's use what's back here. All right. Okay. Now we'll put it in the oven. It's on 350. Okay. Now, I will show you what I've got in my pot here. In the pot, I have green beans, and not carrots, but corn. And let me clean up my mess here real quick. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and put our seasoning. Put some salt. And then we're going to put some garlic. Whoops. Let's put onion. All right. Then we will get some butter. And what we did for liquid was we left the 2 cans of corn, the water that was in the corn, we put in there. And there's 5 cans of goods. And 1 can of beans, we left the water in that too. And the other 2 cans we emptied out. So it's not got a whole lot of water in it, but it has a little bit. And then we're going to take this butter, stick it on the top. Put my lid and close and put it on and let it start cooking on very low. Let's see. Now we're going to get our okra cut up. And we will do that. I'm going to first put it in water and rinse it real good. Let's just see what I'm doing again. I'm going to rinse it around real good to make sure that it's clean. Because when I bring it in, I just put it straight from the garden. I don't wash it yet. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Need another. All right, now I'm going to need something that I can shake it up and down in, which will be the bowl that I'm going to cut it into. And we're going to have to make first, before I take this in there, we will make some flour. Let's see here. Okay, so we're going to go back in the living room and go ahead and put this in here and let the let the grains go ahead and make flour, because I can't just keep staying in one place. I've got too much to do. Okay, now folks, this is an okra. And inside, they can be slimy, but if you do everything real quick, they get less slimy. So if you ever go to a place called Golden Corral, they always have fried okra. And I grew up with fried okra, but my mother used white flour, which is a no-no. That is not the best thing for you, because you need to have the vitamins that are in the freshly ground milled wheat. So that's what we've got in the kitchen. That's the loudness you were hearing. We've ground up our wheat so that we can make our muffins when we get through with this. And so you just cut it like this. So you just cut it like slices. And people in the South like it a lot. Most of them, not all of them, but most of them. Northerners, I don't know if they like it as much, because it's typically more of a Southern dish. Y'all will have to let me know in the comment section if you like okra. Well, there's some people who really hate this stuff. You know, this one's not quite as easy to cut, but it's not hard either. It's just, it's getting started in the stage where it would be called woody. I'm going to stop at that. And it usually doesn't take long to cut it, because, you know, because it's slick, the knife runs over it fast. Now, my daddy, crazy insane over some fried okra. So, and my mother liked it too, but she wasn't as crazy over it as he was. But my daddy was raised on a farm, and I'm not sure I'm hitting my trash can over here. But he really, really loved it. Now, they did not like okra that's stewed. My daddy was kind of funny about some things. He couldn't stand the skins on a peach and eat it like an apple. I love it. He would, if you would rub the peach over his arm skin, you know, the skin on his arm, oh, he'd just go bananas. He couldn't stand it. And I don't really understand it, but I never saw anything wrong with the skin on a peach, but he did. He didn't like that. And but yet he could stand the sliminess of okra. Kind of weird. Some people, when you mention the word okra, they go, ugh. They'll say, how can you eat it? It's so slimy. I said, well, get this. I love it better when it's raw. And you can, if Grumpy would like to, he could pick the camera tripod up and bring it in a little closer, and you can actually see the slime.
Well, they probably already know it's slimy.
Now, some people don't know anything at all about okra, but you can see the slime. It's like slimy right here on my, I'm going to have to get it down real low. Here's the slime that's already on my knife, but you can see as you're cutting how it starts to, you can see the little pulling strands of how it gets slimed out. But when you put the flour on it, you know, it kind of like adheres the flour. Yeah, it makes like a paste on it, and so it, when you fry it, it's really good. Like, see there, you can see a real long strand of it. Now there, you can see it again. See, it's kind of weird. But there's Southerners that hate the stuff. Now, I'll tell you, when I was, I've told y'all a lot of things about going to the grandma that I love the best. She had a massive garden, massive. There, that was really grossy. But she had a real massive garden, and she had lots and lots of okra. And I had to pick it, but I couldn't pick it unless I put on, because she had her rows real close together. And I could not pick that stuff unless I had a long sleeve shirt on in the hot of the summer, okay? Because the plants would just itch me to death. They tend, different plants, now these didn't. These did not have prickles all over them and prickles and spines on the okra itself, but some of the types of okra plants does. And it's pretty prickly. It's okay. Now, let's see. Let's get this here. Excuse me. Keep burping. Okay. Get the slime off, and then we can get on to the kitchen. Okay. Now let's get this way. Get our flour. Okay. Right. Let's put it up here. Now, we want to put salt all around. Let's stir it around. Oh, there's a piece that didn't get done. Didn't get cut. Actually, I've got a knife here. Oh, no, I don't. Okay. Now, let's keep looking and see if we find any more that aren't cut yet. All right. I did have some cornmeal. I didn't think I did, but I forgot that I have a Jiffy corn muffin mix. It has some sugar in it, but it's what I got. So, and I buy the one that's vegetarian because there's lard in the other one, and I don't like that. I'm not gonna eat it. So. All right, and I think we've actually got enough maybe to do this. I've got 3 more of these packs, but I'd rather not use them. Let's get a little bit of flour. and put in it too. And there we go. All right, now. Okay. It's getting pretty evenly coated. Okay. All right. Now, let's put we won't put the lid on the salt because we're probably going to use it while we're over here. So we're going to go over here and I'll bring you with me. Okay, so we're going to have our bowl sitting here. And we're going to line our bowl with paper towels. Because we're going to be frying this in coconut oil. And so I don't want it to be, you know, real good. You know, what's the word I'm looking for? Oily, greasy. All right. Now what we're going to use is the coconut oil, and it's organic. I'm going to use this slotted spoon because I'm going to need to make sure I'm keeping the oil out as much as possible. And I'm going to see if I can turn this a little bit more. And that way, maybe it'll, well, maybe it's not. Let's turn it that way. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get there's one. Now this has a lot of flour, not a lot of flour, but it's got flour and cornmeal on it, so it's going to have some oil, you know, some grease. All right, that's good enough. And then with it, I am going to, let's move this a hair so I can get in the fridge. I'm also going to put a half a stick of butter. I don't want a whole stick. Just a half a stick will be fine. It's already starting to melt just because of the heat coming off the oven from the potatoes. And I cooked the beans already and they're done. So we don't have anything left to do to the beans. And Grumpy, I did find some corn meal mix. I had some corn muffin mix, and I'd forgotten it until I was just sitting there thinking about corn. Maybe it would be better if, because he likes cornmeal.
More of a traditional mix, you know, bread for that.
Yeah. Okay, let's turn this on. We're going to put it on about 4 because we don't want it to burn. And I may have to take some of this out if it looks like it's too much, which it does look a little bit like it is. Okay. All right. Now we'll just let our butter melt, and then we've got just enough. I mean, it's just a perfect amount in there. Okay. Whew. Granny's tired. And we're also going to turn our light on up here because I feel like I'm in the dark. I've got a light bulb on the ceiling fan. One light bulb is out. So it always feels a little dark in here to me. And I don't want it to be dark. Let's see if we can turn this just a hair. Yeah, I think you can still see it. Almost done with our butter melting. Praise the Lord. Now when we get this finished, then we will make pumpkin muffins. Now you've seen me make pumpkin muffins before. What I'm actually doing today is trying to show you what I go through to make the meal for Sabbath lunch that I take to Potluck. And then you just start putting it in there. Got a little bit too much cornmeal left in the bottom here. There. And see, this is what we've got left in the bottom of the bowl. However, what we're going to do is we'll just, we got one piece left too. I'm just going to leave it because there's nothing else I can do but just, throw it away. All right, now it will start. I'm going to put it on 6, not high, but 6, because high would be too hot. Now, what I'm looking at right now, what you're looking at, is our, I may have to add some more back in here because it looks like I'm not going to have enough in the bottom after mixing everything up. Well, that's the good thing about that kind of thing. You can add more if you need it. So we'll get a little bit more because it's not quite enough. May have had enough to start with. Okay. I'll lay that right there. Okay. Okay. All right. Now let's sprinkle some salt. Do that there. Okay. Now, I'm going to put our tins over here. And let's get this back here so we can start putting in our dry ingredients. We want 2 1/4 cups of freshly milled flour. 1, 2, and 1/4. Okay. All right, now let's see. We want a teaspoon of baking powder. teaspoon of that. A teaspoon of baking soda. Okay. We've got to make some lemon juice. Let's roll it first to get it a little bit juicy already so it'll come out easier. All right. Okay, got that now. All right, we need 1.5 teaspoons of pumpkin spice, pumpkin pie spice. 1. I'm going to put 2, just to be on the good side. All right. Okay, so let's mix that up a little bit. I'm kind of mashing a little bit because I did have a couple of blobs in the baking soda. So we'll just mash it as we go to make sure that all that gets broken up. All right. Now, when you are using baking powder and baking soda, you must have buttermilk, because you've got to have to make the ingredients, the soda and the baking powder work. You've got to have acid, so we've got to have lemon. Okay, smells good. Doesn't smell bad. All right, we want a cup. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our lemon in there first. All right. Let's get our lemon seeds out. All right, now let's get our milk in there. All right. Okay. It's already thickening up. Okay. We'll go with that. All right, we want 1 egg. And I'm going to go stir my okra real quick. It's getting done. All right, so we're going to put our egg in. We're going to put 1/2 cup of oil and 1/2 cup of honey. All right. Let's get our oil. I'm going to use olive oil this time. Okay. And 1/2 cup of honey. Okay. right. Now, let's put this over here. Okay, so we've got that. We're going to get some vanilla. So this is a tablespoon. It has 3 teaspoons in it, so we're going to have 2/3 because I always put 2 teaspoons in. There we go. Well, we've got enough of that. And then, last but not least, we're going to put in a half of our pumpkin. So this is pumpkin puree. It does not have it's not a ready mix thing. It's just pumpkin puree. Okay. Yay, that's done. And then we're going to mix it up. We're going to put it in our, I want to check one thing here to make sure. Okay, so we're going to take our potatoes out and we're going to put the muffins in. This smells yummy. These are my favorite of the muffins I make. I absolutely love the pumpkin muffins. I like the apple cinnamon too, but I have to say I am not a lover of the blueberry. I prefer. Now we're going to put that there. So I'm going to go check on the okra again. Now, I'm pretty sure it's Cracker Barrel that actually also you can get fried okra at, not just Golden Corral. Let's go ahead and spray down our tins. You're going to see me from way over there to way over here. Scoop is 1/4 cup. So we're just going to use 1/4 cup. See, I'm trying to be finished by 7 because I don't like to go into the edges of the Sabbath. I want to keep that day holy. Now, there's something y'all need to understand about Seventh-day Adventists. We don't keep the Sabbath because we think it's gonna get us to heaven, because that's not the case. You can keep the Sabbath all day long and it won't matter. We keep it because Jesus said in the New Testament that if you love me, keep my commandments. And we keep it because of the fact that we love him for what he's done for us. It doesn't get us to heaven. It doesn't save us. What it does is it gives us a day of rest with him, a day we can spend time with him, because He made that day, He hallowed that day, and He made it holy. And so we want to keep that day because of Him dying for us in our place and giving us eternal life, living in our hearts, making us happy every day instead of glum. You won't see this until Sunday because I've already put Friday's up. I've already uploaded it. So, you'll see this on Sunday instead of on Friday. Wow. All right, let's see here. Okay, let's just leave it there. There we go. Now, get it back up. And let's get this one filled. And we'll be able to put a little bit of the mix in some of those that are smaller. Let's see here. Here's one that's a little bit little. This one. Oh, it just smells so good. If y'all could only smell this, it just smells yummy. Got such a mess on my hands. All right, let's see here. All right, now. I'm trying to get stuff out of my freezer. And I also have in there, I'd bought a few months back, a not blueberry, but blackberry cobbler. So I'm going to also take that. That way I can get it out of my freezer and get more in my freezer. Okay. Now let me look real quick to see what's going on over here with our okra, because it looks like it's just about done. Okay, it's cooked. Now we just gotta let it brown up. So let's get this turned on 6 and get the show on the road. All right, let's put these in the oven. Let's see here. go. Okay. All right. Okay, so we'll be back in about, I think it said 20 minutes. Yeah, 20 minutes. So I'll see you in 20 minutes. Oh, man. Okay, that's done. We're going to go ahead and put it in to our thing. Let's see, what should I use? Probably a spaghetti strainer. No, or should I? Maybe not. Let's try this instead. There. Okay. Okay. Let's put that there. And we will let this cool off. And once it's cooled down, then we will put some cellophane over it. Oh, yeah. That's good. Well, folks, they're finished. And it's not midnight. No, they're done, and this kitchen smells so good. You just want to dig in, but they're piping hot. I just did take them out of the oven. And my potatoes are finished. My beans and corn is finished. My okra is finished. And the only thing I have that's not done, and it'll be done in the morning, in other words, it's just laying out just so it can get unthawed, is a blackberry cobbler. And so once the blackberry cobbler, it unfreezes, then I probably won't put it in an oven because it'll unfreeze all through the night till morning. And by the time we eat lunch tomorrow, it'll be fine. I wouldn't have needed to heat it because nobody wants it hot anyway at church. It's too hot. People burn themselves. So I've got blackberry cobbler, pumpkin muffins, potatoes, corn and beans together, and then okra. I think that's a pretty good spread to take to church. Sounds good anyway. Grumpy came and tasted the okra and he said it was pretty good. You're never going to get, when you're at home, unless you have a deep fat fryer, you're never going to get the real super crisp that you get when you're at Golden Corral and Cracker Barrel. But it's still pretty good. So anyway, y'all have an absolutely wonderful night's rest, a good day tomorrow, and we love you, but more important, Jesus loves you with an everlasting love. And we will see you Sunday. See you later. Love you.